So how do you know who's allowed to enter a confined space? How does someone go about obtaining proper access, making them an authorized entrant? An authorized entrant is an employee or a contractor that is authorized by the entry supervisor to enter a confined space. It is required that any authorized entrant be properly trained and assigned PPE, tools, and supplies by the entry supervisor before entry will be allowed. Authorized entrants must understand any hazards that may be encountered during a confined space entry. They must also be able to identify the warning signs indicating any potential exposure. They must maintain communication with the entry attendant and alert them of any changes in the confined space conditions or any warning signs. Authorized entrants must exit any space when an entry attendant or supervisor has ordered an evacuation or an entrant recognizes any potential hazards or symptoms of exposure. If you are a contractor in a confined space, the rules and regulations are basically the same with a couple extra stipulations. First, contractors are expected to comply with OSHA permit-required confined space standards, as well as any designated worksite standards. Contractors also need to have an OSHA-approved written confined space entry program in place, meaning you've got to be on the list. That program must be available for review by the site's project manager or health and safety representative upon request. While contractors are responsible for providing their own training, equipment, and resources to safely work in a confined space, the proper department on site must advise contractors of any identified hazards in the confined space and make note of special precautions or procedures that are necessary for employee protection. Always remember, it is imperative that only authorized entrants enter a confined space.